If you haven't heard yet, the WWE is no longer going to be making DVDs. That's right. The era of going out and purchasing a WWE DVD is going to be obsolete once 2024 hits in just a few weeks. Now, what does that mean for collectors? Well, unfortunately, it means no more. There's going to be no more going to Walmart or to, I don't know, what other stores sell DVDs now. Maybe Target does in the States. I don't know. We don't have Target in Canada at all anymore. So, but you won't be able to pick up any premium live events, as they're called now. You won't be able to get WrestleMania 40. So your WrestleMania collection will now go from WrestleMania 1 to WrestleMania 39. That's it. That's all you're going to get. Now, I was a huge DVD collector years ago. I had a lot, and I had more. I think that was my real big passion for a lot of years was the wrestling DVDs. And I think it's because at the time there was no WWE Network, there was no Impact Plus, there was no YouTube that had a lot of stuff on it yet. YouTube was just starting right in the 2006-7 era. And then you get, torrent sites that came out and they started to release old episodes of Smoky Mountain Wrestling or USWA or WCW Saturday Night, and you start downloading, you start to burn to DVD, and then you start buying these DVDs, and then you start having this giant DVD collection. It's done. It's done now. Everything is just streaming. But I would like to show you guys today a little glimpse of what wrestling DVDs I still have in my collection that I have kept. So for something fun to do. As you can see, the 4 right there that I'm showing, not too spectacular, nothing too special, but they are cool. WrestleMania 23, of course, I was at. I've talked about that before. And those other 3 I just had and I bought for various reasons of matches I wanted to have in good quality. So let's take a look now at some of, if not all of, the DVDs I have. So I know we're kind of shying away from the wrestling magazines today, but I figured this is still wrestling related. I know a lot of you out there watching this probably have DVD collections, and maybe a few of you even have the lesser extent Blu-ray collections. That's right, WWE did Blu-ray, and I'll show you them as well as time comes. First, this is the big one. This is the one, of course, everyone always wanted back in the day, Ric Flair's DVD set. That sucker was so hard to find when it came out. It sold out like crazy, and I didn't get it until 4 months after the fact. It came out, I believe, in like October or November of 2003. I didn't get it until February or March of 2004. It was a very, very long time. Anyways, but I should show you this. So back then, the matches like that and the extras you would get. First of all, look at that. Really cool looking stuff. But look at this. Look at all the extras and everything you got on DVDs back in that era. That is a lot of stuff. And at the time, there was no WWE Network. And this was as close as you can get to seeing any rare old footage of Ric Flair from the NWA in the Mid-Atlantic days and whatnot, WCW. So that was kind of neat to see and to own. Another one that I enjoyed getting at the time, this is Shawn Michaels' first one. It's from the vault. It's a 2-disc set, unlike the Flair 3-disc. But as a Shawn Michaels fan, I knew I had to have this. The only downfall in this, of course, is the editing. It's done like this, but the editing, I mean, they're going to get no WWF mentioning. Things might be blurred if there's a scratch logo or something along the lines. That's kind of a downfall in the early WWE DVDs. That didn't change until 2012 when the WWE got the rights to use WWF in all their old footage, which was nice of the World Wildlife Foundation to allow that, right? Of course, another one that was big back in the day to get, because we never thought would happen, is the Bret Hitman Hart DVD. This was a long time coming because it was the Hitman. We didn't think, look at that. That is awesome. Very cool. Look at that shot of Bret. That is awesome. We didn't think we'd ever see another Bret WWE combo ever after Montreal, but here it is. And it is packed as well. It has a story. Like, I think the story is like an hour and a half, close to 2 hours, an actual documentary on Bret and everything. Then you get all these interviews and matches and moments. And it's a 3-disc set, and it is packed. It's got, the Bulldog match from In Your House and SummerSlam. It's got Brett and Diesel from Survivor Series. It's got Brett and Austin from WrestleMania 13. Unfortunately, the match is messed up with sound picture quality halfway through it. So if you want to see the Brett and Steve match from WrestleMania 13 with good quality, get Dawn of the Attitude. It's on there. That's why I own that DVD, for that match, to finally have it in a quality where it's not, the picture and the sound actually add up. Another one which was interesting to get back in that day was this right here. Hollywood Hulk Hogan Still Rules. This was a two disc set, but it happened right when Hulkster came back, and this is old. This is 2002, I believe this came out. But you're gonna get on here a WCW match. Actually, you get. Is it on this side or the other side? Yeah, Bash at the Beach, 94, with Ric Flair. That's the only WCW match you get, but you get a lot of Saturday night's main event matches. You get some pay-per-views from back in the day. You get, some even early stuff like his Hogan debuts at Madison Square Garden against Ted DiBiase in 1979. Again, this is a cool DVD to have. I had the VHS of this when I was collecting. Because at the time, a lot of the DVDs were hard to find for some reason. I just never found them, or maybe they were sold out. I don't know, but I had the VHS of it. Maybe because I didn't have a DVD player yet either. That could have been another reason, but I have it now, and I'm very pleased with it. Another one which was exciting at the time was NWO Back in Black. This, of course, when they came back to the WWE, they released a DVD set of the WCW era of the NWO. It's only 1 disc. You only get 4 matches that are extra. The matches are like, the Bash of the Beach match, a War Games from 96, Nash and Goldberg from 98 Starrcade, and a Monday Night Raw match with Rock and Austin against Scott Hall and Hogan. It's like they could have did a little better for NWO, and thankfully years later they did when they released this 3-disc set. It's also out on Blu-ray. I never got the Blu-ray version of this just because the Blu-ray extras are pretty much just interviews and such, and I just figured I don't care. I have the matches I want to see. They're on there. That is good enough. Another funny DVD that came out years ago, in the United States, if you bought Hulk Hogan, the Ultimate Anthology, you would get a free wrestling figure, either a Jakks Classic Hulk Hogan in the blue trunks with white knee pads representing like 1984, 85 era, or you got a Hollywood Hulk Hogan representing the 2002 or 3 WWE era. In Canada, we did get those figures, but we had to pay $30 for them. They weren't free with the DVD, so that was cool. And this is interesting. It's done like this. And I will say this. Hogan went all out on this because it was his DVD. I'm sure his money went into it. Anytime that he said WWF back in the day, they edited it to him saying WWE. And they actually allowed Jesse Ventura to be on there for commentary, because a lot of these DVDs, they edit out the body, because if you have Jesse Ventura in there, that means Jesse Ventura gets paid. So they always edited Ventura out of a lot of the DVDs, unless it was like a WrestleMania where he's commentating the entire show. You kind of have to have him in there. Now, another one, the Self-Destruction of the Ultimate Warrior, that was a shocking one that came out and made the Warrior look like complete shit in it. Anyone who's seen this DVD knows the story behind that. Warrior didn't want to have nothing to do with it. So Vince said, pretty much screw the Warrior. We'll have our fun with this and make it about him as a horrible human being. That changed years later when he made nice with Vince in the WWE, and we got this, the Ultimate Warrior Ultimate Collection. Yes, this is out on Blu-ray. I never got it, never could find it, and when I did find it, it was for a ridiculous price, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. The extras would have been nice to have, but the extras aren't something that's going to make or break me when it comes to this set. I was never a huge Warrior fan. I mean, he was okay. He was charismatic. He had color. His matches were fun because he usually ended them really quick, but I was never a big Warrior guy. So a Blu-ray wasn't needed of that unless you find a good one on, or a good deal on it. And I did with this one. The Ultimate Warrior Always Believed. This came out after Warrior had passed away. It's a 2-disc Blu-ray set. It's pretty stacked here. You get a poster too of the Warrior, I believe. I think that's what this is. Let's take a look. Yeah. You get a sweet poster. Like, that's way to go. But yeah, they it's just like stuff you'd see maybe like they have, I believe. I hate this. You have to look at them like this. What's on here? Like, that's a lot of promos. I think they have like matches on there like leading up to pay-per-views and stuff, and it's kind of like an unreleased set before the term unreleased came out, which reminds me now, unreleased. So, the WWE not releasing DVDs anymore, let alone Blu-rays, because that's a thing in the past. That they stopped that a long time ago. You don't get the special unreleased matches. Okay, that is kind of something that is important to a lot of us. Shawn Michaels, the Showstopper unreleased DVD set. Now, by unreleased, that means they've never been on DVD before, and they've never sometimes even been shown on TV. Some of these are house show matches or just taped before the event. The perfect example is this one, the Randy Savage, the Unseen Matches of the Macho Man. You get in here like, I'm trying to see here. Probably disc 3 might be our best bet for this. Yeah, like, okay, some of the matches include like Randy Macho Man Savage and Mr. Perfect versus Giant Gonzalez and Mr. Hughes. That took place before a taping of WWF Superstars in 1993. So yes, you get the WWF Superstars. If you watch the WWE Network or you watch Superstars as a kid, you know every week they would air an hour-long show on syndication of WWF Superstars, and you saw the matches. Well, you only saw the matches they showed you because those tapings, from the sounds of things, were like 3-4 hours long. Because not only were they taping like 2-3 weeks of TV, they were also giving the fans other matches. They were testing out matches as well. You know, is these two guys going to work well enough to put them on a pay-per-view or on TV? Let's have a match before we start recording or after. But the thing is, they recorded every match, and that's how you get the unreleased stuff. Another unreleased one came out with Roddy Piper, the unreleased matches of Roddy Piper. It's a 2-disc set. It's not the greatest, to be honest. There's not a lot of matches on there that are like, oh my God, I need to see that. But it goes nicely with this, Born to Controversy, the Roddy Piper story. This was the first Piper one that came out, and it is stacked. It's 3 discs. And you get so much. Like, disc 1 is like a 90-minute story on the Hot Rod. Then you get matches galore from, like, you know, Portland, from Mid-Atlantic, from Starrcade, the infamous dog collar match. You get WrestleMania stuff. You get all the early WWF stuff, right? Anything like Saturday Night's Main Event, the WrestleManias, anything that had to do with Piper that was big. And of course, disc 3 is just Piper's Pit galore. So much Piper's Pit. That's a lot of Piper's Pit. But yes, I say if you have this, if you have Born to Controversy, then pick up getting Rowdy unreleased matches of Roddy Piper. If you don't have this, don't bother getting this. It's nothing special. It's just like a lot of, you know, Piper's Pit stuff again. Roddy Piper's action figure commercials when he was doing the Hasbro things and all that. It's stuff you could probably see on YouTube and you don't have to pay money for, but because I had the one, I had to get the other. Other things now. Let's take a look into a deeper collection here of this. Here we go. The first ever Randy Savage DVD that came out. This was the Macho Man Ultimate Collection. This has all the big pay-per-view moments on it and his first match with the company and everything and WCW stuff. It's a solid DVD. Also, Jesse the Body Ventura's commentary is included on that set, as well as Piper's, as of course as Hogan's. So the big name stars and Warriors too for his, not the second one, the Bluray Warrior, since Warrior had passed away. Dana Warrior didn't bother, I guess, getting paying the rights for Ventura, but Warrior himself did for sure, because Jesse's voice is on the first, on the big Warrior one that when this one, where's it at? That one there. So that one does have Jesse's commentary. Now, we get another unreleased one. This is cool too. It's Hulk Hogan's Unreleased series. It's 3 discs, just like most of Hogan's, a lot of the ones later on were always 3 discs. And you get a lot of just house show matches with the likes of Kamala, One Man Gang, Bundy, Stud, even a Rick Rude one from the Boston Garden in January of '88. Haku's on there, Big Boss Man, Slaughter, Earthquake. And the WCW stuff for Unreleased is mainly just pay-per-view matches that weren't out yet or Nitro stuff, right? But still, if you're a Hogan fan, it's a must. Now, we go to, might as well just jump right into this. It's the Heart and Soul. This is on Bret Hart and his family. Just all matches involving Bret, Owen, Neidhart, Davey Boy, anything. You're going to get the Monday Night Raw match with Bulldog and Owen. You'll get the Canadian Stampede match. You'll get Bret and Owen at SummerSlam in the cage. There's a lot of early stuff to it. The Hart Foundation against the British Bulldogs. You get Bret and Bulldog again from SummerSlam. That match is a lot like the Shawn Michaels Razor Ramon ladder match from WrestleMania 10. You're going to get Bret and Davey from SummerSlam and Shawn and Razor from WrestleMania 10 on a lot of DVDs that come out, it seems. Next up, I'm just going to go through all these real fast now because, boom, Shawn Michaels' Boyhood Dream. This DVD is a complete copy of, if I have it here, yes, this. So what they did was they just brought it back out on DVD and they changed the name. It's now Boyhood Dream instead of Shawn Michaels' Heartbreak Express Tour. So if you're a huge Shawn fan like I am, you're going to want both. If you're just, if you already have the VHS, you don't really need the DVD. Nothing changes. And if anything, it's probably worse because the DVD edits out everything that says WWF. At least the VHS will still have that. This was cool, the Shawn Michaels story. It's a 3-disc set. You get an hour-and-a-half long story about Shawn, and then you get a bunch of matches that are, from AWA or WWF. You also get I believe it's on here, isn't this? Have it? Yeah, the Rockers versus Law versus Stunts match from Monday Night Raw in 2005 when they tagged up again to do that angle with Kurt Angle, no pun intended. We also got Shawn Michaels' My Journey. This is a 3-disc set again, which has him talking in between the matches. It's pretty much got a lot of the matches that weren't on the other 2, so you pretty much have a solid Shawn collection with that. This also includes WrestleMania 19's match with Jericho, which is one of the greatest matches I've ever seen for a WrestleMania. And it might rival the Steamboat Savage WrestleMania 3 match. But yes, that's a fun one to own as well. And of course, this is pointless. It was a dumb idea by the WWE. They released these Superstar Collection series. There's even one on Zack Ryder, I believe, which, I mean, really? But you got Michaels versus Jericho from Judgment Day 2008, Degeneration X versus Legacy from SummerSlam 2009, Shawn Michaels versus Kane from Raw from 2010, and Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker in Shawn's last match at WrestleMania 26. Nothing special about that because you're going to get The only thing you're going to enjoy really is Michaels and Jericho. I don't think that was on any other DVD set. Then you get Shawn's Mr. WrestleMania. This was out on Blu-ray, but nothing special, right? I mean, there was nothing really extra, just maybe interviews or something. This has all the matches from, except for one, you don't get WrestleMania 20's Shawn Michaels versus Triple H versus Chris Benoit. That is not included, but technically it doesn't really matter anyhow because Benoit made Triple H submit in it, right? Shawn didn't really have much to do with that. He was just kind of added in there to I really don't know why. I guess they did nothing else for Shawn, so let's make it a triple threat main event, which actually worked out really well. WrestleMania 20 was my favorite WrestleMania for the longest time until the thing with Benoit happened and it kind of lost its magic. Then you get these. Degeneration X came out. So this is a carbon copy of the VHS tape. If you have the VHS tape, you don't really need this because the scratch logos are edited big time with blurriness, and then also the WWF gets blurred out, like just being said. But you do get extra matches on here from Raw, which is nice. Stuff like Bret Hart versus Triple H, Shawn Michaels and Triple H versus Mankind and Undertaker, Shawn Michaels versus Mankind and stuff. So you get that kind of stuff, which at the time was unique because there was no WWE Network. So you were getting stuff that you never thought you'd ever see again, especially in that good a quality. Then you get the DX 3-disc set here, all about them getting back together in 2006. And the cool thing is here, you can make them do the suck it things with the arms. A nice little added bonus, which you just stop seeing on DVDs over time. Let's take a look now at two of the last WWE DVDs I ever bought. I bought Prelude to the Attitude, which is all from 1996. You get Brett and Austin at Survivor Series, which is nice. You get stuff like Sonny getting slopped by the Godwins is on here. Just a lot of random stuff, but it's nice. Of course, you get Shawn and Mankind from In Your House. You can't have 1996 without that, right? And you also get... do you get Sid and Shawn? I guess you do get... You must get Sid and Shawn because there's Sid with Shawn there. I don't remember seeing that on there, though. Maybe it is on there. The thing is, too, as time went on, they didn't give you any match listings. There was no more inserts, which kind of sucked. This was the last one I bought. Best of the Attitude Era Royal Rumble matches. And really, there's not really many on here that's considered Attitude Era. Like, okay, they start off with 1997. And they only give you the Rumble matches. You got 97, 98, 99, and 2000. And an added bonus as an extra, they give you the 2001 Royal Rumble match. Thanks, I guess. But 97 was kind of a stretch. I don't think 97 was Attitude Era, but because Austin won it, I guess that's what they're going with here. Now on to the Blu-rays of the WWE. Yes, these are awesome. You get Owen Hart, Heart of Gold. Again, the Owen Hart one, his wife tried to stop that. I really don't know what happened, if they did stop making it or if it was short run, but I did get the Blu-ray. There's Bret Hitman Hart, the Dungeon Collection. Again, that's kind of like an unreleased Bret Hart set there. Greatest rivalries of Shawn versus Bret with the 2-hour-long boring interview between the two, which I didn't find interesting, but the matches make up for it. You got DX One Last Stand. That's their 2009 and 10 run that they had. You get Scott Hall, Living on a Razor's Edge. You get a nice story with Scott Hall here. You get his AWA, WWF, and WCW stuff on there. Also, we got the Click. Now, the Click rules. This one I love for one reason, and if you haven't seen this match, either find it on YouTube or get this Blu-ray or DVD because it's not on the WWE Network. It's from Action Zone, October 30th or 31st, I think it was. 1994, you got Diesel and Shawn Michaels defending the tag team titles against Razor Ramon and the 1-2-3 Kid. It's an amazing match. It goes like 25 minutes, maybe close to 30 minutes. It's incredible. You got to check that one out. Macho Man, the Randy Savage story. That is a good one with documentary on the Macho Man. Of course, this came out after he had passed. Best of In Your House Blu-ray. I have this because I love the New Generation, and that you get a lot of New Generation stuff plus early Attitude Era stuff on there. And True Giants, and I only have this because there's a Kevin Nash story on there, like a little piece. Also, earlier on, I in my original DVD outing there, I showed you Madison Square Garden DVD set. I kept that because it shows Diesel winning the title from Bob Backlund without fan cam. It's the whole show, like the whole event taking place. It only lasted 15 seconds was the match, maybe, if not less. But it shows everything through the hard cam and actual WWF cameras, so which very neat. Also, these came out. I haven't even opened them yet, but they're the biography that came out, and I only got them because it's on Savage, Piper, Warrior, Shawn, and Brett. And like I said, I collect a lot of their DVDs, so it made sense to have these, even though they're not really WWE DVDs, but they still are. And now I want to talk about the last DVD here, which at one time was the Holy Grail, it seemed, because this is a time frame when there was no WWE Network. It was Christmas of 2013 when I got the Monday Night Raw Anniversary Collection set. This was so sought after and so hard to find. I got it, and it was incredible. Because how else were you going to see these matches, these shows at the time, because there was no network, right? You have the Monday Night Raw from 93 where Shawn wrestles Jannetty for the title, the Intercontinental title. You got a random 96 one with Shawn and Goldust for the title. They probably had to put that on there because they needed another hour-long show to go with that. Then you get 1997 stuff like the show where ECW invaded, and the following week were Owen and Bulldog for the European title. You get all these great events, and it goes up all the way to 2012 with the Raw right after WrestleMania where Brock Lesnar returned. So this was an incredible set at the time. I still love it. I'll never part with this. I'll never part with any of these because these are all, they're going to be hard to probably come by now, hard to get. I mean, especially with DVDs stopping now, people are probably going to want to go back out and try to rebuy things maybe, or the network's heavily edited too by the sounds of things, right? They edit a lot of stuff out, a lot of videos, a lot of sound, a lot of clips, a lot of maybe moments in a match they take out because it's controversial. But on a lot of these old DVDs that came out years ago, they didn't do that. They kept it intact. They kept it as the way it was. So there it is. So I hope you enjoyed this little walk through the history of my collection when it comes to WWE DVDs and Blu-rays. Like I said, I owned a lot more at one time. I owned a lot of WCW ones. I owned ECW ones. I owned ones on like on the Legion of Doom and Jake the Snake Roberts. I had all, but over time I just got rid of them because I wasn't watching them, and they weren't really my favorites. And I said, if I'm just gonna have something on the shelf to look at, mainly more so than watch, I want it to be my favorites. Kind of like what I did with my VHS tapes of collecting guys that I really was just a big fan of and wanted them on display, just like I did with the DVDs and Blu-rays. So there it is, a little history there of what I have in my collection. If you guys at home have any of these DVDs or Blu-rays, let me know. Tell me what your favorite ones are, and if you're still collecting, if you're upset that you can no longer collect once 2024 hits. I have no idea what the last WWE DVD is going to be. They might still release some in 2024, maybe that were like from 2023. I don't know how they're doing that. Like I'm guessing Survivor Series that just happened with CM Punk's return will have to come out on DVD, but I don't know exactly what the release date would be for that. I'm thinking maybe early 2024, and if it is, that will probably be the end, because that was the last pay-per-view event of the year for the WWE, if you don't count the NXT event that just happened the other night. So there it is. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's something a little different today, but again, if anyone out there collects these, let me know. Let me know what your favorite ones are, or even if you can remember your first one. My first WWE DVD I ever got, if my memory is still there, right, it's the Bloodbath one, Wrestling Steel Cage. That was the first one I got. I went in looking for the Ric Flair one, couldn't find it, and I knew Ric Flair matches were on that against Ronnie Garvin and such, so I bought it. I was like, well, this is close enough for now, but I ended up selling that years ago too. But all right, so thanks for watching, and until I do my next one, I'll talk to you guys later.